Greetings on behalf of the Troup County School System. I am Tina Duckett, your host, and you're watching Spotlight on Education. Spotlight on Education is a show designed to bring you news about our school system, the wonderful activities, programs, students, and staff, so we know that you will enjoy it and be informed. Today joining me is Chip Giles, Troup County School System Principal at Lone Cane Middle School. Welcome, Chip. Glad to have you here.
Well, thank you, Tina. I'm glad to be here.
Well, it's good to have you. So before we get into all of the wonderful things happening at Lone Cane Middle School, I'd like to find out a little bit about you, and I'm sure our viewers would as well. Can you share with us how long you've been in education?
Yes, I've been in education 16 years, all of it here in Troup County.
Okay, where did you start out, as a teacher? Or?
I started out as a high school social studies teacher at Callaway High School and moved from there to Gardner-Newman as an assistant principal. And I went to Troup High School as an assistant principal and back to Gardner-Newman as interim principal. Then I did a year overseas in Iraq and came back and was very fortunate to be offered a principalship at Lone Cane Middle School and loved it out there.
Good. So sounds like you had administration as one of your goals, and tell us why you chose to become a principal.
Well, I enjoy being in position to help everybody succeed, help the organization. I had a lot of leadership experiences in the military that I was able to bring to this job, which I believe is helpful. And it's just been one of my goals since I've got into education, was to become a school administrator and ultimately become a principal. So here we are, and it's going well.
Oh, good, good. So now how many years have you been out at Lone Cane?
This is my 5th year at Lone Cane.
Okay, okay. So how many students are out there this year?
Well, we topped 1,000 this year. We're at about 1,020 right now. So
wow.
It's quite a few.
Yeah, that's a lot of little people counting on you. Okay, so tell us a little bit about the school's history.
Well, Lone Cane was dedicated in 1996. It's in the historic Lone Cane district in the Cannonville community. It's a very large campus. We share the campus with Lone Cane Elementary. It's about halfway between LaGrange and West Point. It's really out in the country. We have over 2 miles of property line around the school. It goes way back, and you know, it's quite normal to see deer and turkeys and other wildlife feeding on the grounds. It happens all the time. We're the feeder school, the only feeder at middle school to Troup High School, and we have our elementary schools include Lone Cane Elementary, West Point, Rosemont, Whitesville Road, and Berta Weathersby. We have 3 grades. We have about 110 staff and faculty that work full-time at Lone Cane. We have students who live in the cities of West Point, LaGrange, and Pine Mountain. It's a very large zone. A lot of bus miles to get our students to school each day and back home. We have a big variety of students and households in our zone, and very supportive parents.
Good, good. I know with 16 years of experience here in Troup County, is what you said, right?
Yes.
That you've seen quite a few changes.
Oh, yes, we have. We've seen a lot of changes, and that seems to be the only constant is change.
That's true. That's true. And that's why we adapt well and we just keep it moving, right?
Absolutely.
So there are many aspects of your school of which you are proud, and we spoke about this, and one was your media center.
Yes.
And the technology that you use. So please share with our viewers more about your media center.
Well, you know, I'm always eager to brag about our media center. 3 years ago, our media center won the Media Center of Excellence Award. It was awarded that award by the state of Georgia, and there was only 2 middle schools in the state that were given this award. Well, we came back the next year and was awarded the Exemplary Media Center, which is the top middle school media center in the state. Pam Murphy is our media specialist, and she is just so on the ball. She's truly leading the way in so many areas in the county in terms of what media centers should be doing to support the instructional program. So many innovative things that come out of our media center, and just want to talk about a couple of them today. Can
I ask a question before
Sure.
you do that? Because a lot of our viewers won't understand why media centers are important to schools.
Well, sure. You know, I think all of us know what a traditional classroom looks like, 4 walls and 30 desks, and they, instead of having blackboards, we have whiteboards now. But
those are the interactive boards?
Well, I'm just saying in general, instead
Okay.
of, we don't have chalkboards anymore,
Oh,
we
gotcha.
have dry erase boards, which are
Gotcha,
white in
gotcha.
color.
Okay.
But also these days you're seeing more and more technologically driven things in classrooms, such as interactive boards. We call them, 21st century technology. It's hard to imagine this, but there's a lot of bells and whistles where you can actually touch the board, and it's like touching a computer screen. It causes things to happen. Or a teacher can have a slate walking around drawing on a slate, and it actually comes up on the board. And students can look at the board and use little clickers to vote on which response is correct or not correct, and it can tally it up just like a quiz at the end. Somebody has to be able to head this up in the school. Typically that comes out of the media center.
Okay.
And additionally, the media specialists, what used to be 20 or 30 years ago a librarian is, it's a whole lot more than just checking out books now. It's a combination of books, which we do push very hard, our reading programs, but a lot of technology. And not just technology for the sake of the widgets and gizmos, but how does it enhance the instructional program? Most teachers don't have time to delve into that very deeply because they're preparing, bang up lessons. So a really good media specialist will go out there and figure out what is out there that can enhance our particular school's instructional program. And honestly, Pam Murphy's done a great job of it. A lot of the things that we have are in all media centers in the school system. Okay. Some of the things that we're doing are innovative and not yet in some of the other media centers, but nonetheless, we're doing some cool things.
Well, we're glad to showcase some of those things that you're doing, so share with us.
Yeah, let me show you this one thing. This is called a Playaway. This little device is a MP3 player. It's actually a book on a little MP3, and this is the book. It's called Absolutely Normal Chaos, which is kind of like a day in middle school, to tell you the truth.
Course.
And a lot of children who are reluctant readers, or some are even non-readers, do not enjoy taking a book and struggling through it.
Right.
But those very same students do enjoy checking out one of these MP3 players, or playaways as we call it, and when they check this out, they check the book out too. And on the back it has the controls, and they follow along in the book word for word as the book is being read to them through the earbuds. Okay. If they're having a hard time following along, they can actually slow down the pace of the reading on here to make it speak slower to them. And when they stop, they hit the stop button and they start again, say tomorrow, it saves their place. So you see a lot more students are being exposed to literature that otherwise probably wouldn't, because they just don't enjoy reading if they don't do it well. And we've seen, and research has shown that students who use these devices will have increase their fluency rate by up to 30%.
Wow.
Yes, and we have these for not every book in the media center, but many books in the media center. And this is something that some of the parents have probably seen this come home, but I bet a lot of parents didn't even know this existed. So this is just one thing you'll find, I think, in all the middle school media centers in the school system. I'm not sure at what other levels they have them.
And what do your parents say, and your students?
Kids are crazy about them.
Yeah.
They're crazy about them. I don't get a lot of feedback from the parents. I see them from time to time in the grocery store or whatever, and they'll mention these. But, it's just a real popular little item. And, who'd have thought this would be such an innovative thing? But, again, as long as they're reading along and listening, they're probably going to become better readers and more interested readers. So maybe in the future, they'll feel a little bit more comfortable picking up a book without one of these and reading it. And not only that, we do have books for all reading levels in the media center. So, you know, we can find a book for somebody, I can assure you.
And back to your point about media centers, they're required by law, aren't they, with the state of Georgia to
Yes,
for
it's
schools
part of
to
the
have?
accreditation process.
Oh, okay.
Is a
Okay.
media center.
Yes.
And a certain size of the collection and things like that. I don't know all the specific details, but they are. That's part of the school. You have to have a media center.
Okay, and back to these playaways, I would imagine that any student, whether or not you're fluent in your reading, would enjoy this device because it's just technology.
They do. They
Yeah.
enjoy anything technology driven. You have some of the strongest readers that'll have these playaways. It's
I can
convenient.
imagine.
It's easy. You know, how many times do adults put a book on tape
Right,
or CD in
right.
the car and listen to it as they're driving? It's not much different than that.
Okay. Well, tell us a little bit more about your media center and reading bowls.
Sure. You know,
Okay.
Ms. Murphy came to me a couple of years ago, or last year, and said, I want to have a reading bowl team. I said, reading bowl, what is that? You know,
Yeah.
It's similar to an academic bowl.
Okay.
Where you have a group of students. They actually try out tomorrow for the reading bowl team, so I'm interested to see who will make it. And they meet each week to discuss a particular book, the parts of a book, the theme, the plot, the character development, those other components, as well as the story elements. And they will compete against students from other schools and on the same book. They'll have different rounds. They'll go through 6 rounds. They have 10 questions each. From there, they can win. They can have up to 2 regional winners, and each 2 regional winners go to the state. And our goal, of course, is to go to the state and win. That is our goal always. When we compete to win. And there's a lot of excitement about the Reading Bowl, and it'll be the first year that it's been done.
And all of this is designed to enhance the academic performance of
Absolutely.
students. And so when you look at some of your academic highlights from this past year, what stands out the most to you?
We jammed last year, and I'm very proud of that. We really knocked it out of the park. There are some highlights from last year that are significant. I have a lot of statistics, but some of those that really come to mind include, number one is our writing scores. We put a lot of work in 8th grade. 8th graders take the middle grade writing assessment. When they come back from Christmas, they start gearing up for the writing assessment. We had a full 10% increase to 80%, which is a really solid score. We were leading the county last year in writing, and we anticipate going even higher this year. It's hard to increase any standardized test score by 10%, particularly the writing assessment. That's an assessment that normally moves up in much smaller increments. But I challenged our 8th grade teachers to do better. We weren't satisfied where we were, and we had great results. Now, we're not satisfied with 80% at this point. We want to go higher. We're looking at 85 this year. So they're working hard, and we hope that we'll achieve that.
And I believe you can do it.
I think they're going to do very well.
All that hard work that you're putting in.
You know, we put so much emphasis in passing the CRCT each year. We began to talk about our numbers exceeding, how many exceed. Last year in 15 areas, measurable areas of all students, we increased our rate of students exceeding in 14 of 15 areas. Wow. Yeah, we were very proud of that too.
Congratulations.
Thank you, and we intend on increasing it 15 of 15 areas this year. That was a big deal. What that means is more students are not just passing, but they're passing and exceeding. They're scoring an 850 or above on the CRCT, and that's good. So, you know, it's not just those mid-level students passing, but we're bringing more students into the upper ranks. And then you look at the struggling students. Our ex-ed numbers were just through the roof this year. In so many areas, in different grades and subjects, the numbers of students passing the CRCT increased by double digits, 20, 25% increase from the previous year. Our exceptional ed kids did so well last year. And I said our ex-ed teachers just showed out last year. And it was an amazing performance from students at all levels last year. I was very proud of them. Did you know that in 7th grade math, we had a 93% pass rate with our exceptional ed students in 7th grade math? And ex-ed kids struggle in math, so that's a heck of a number, 93%. I'm very pleased with our academic performance. Some other highlights from the last couple of years include, I know you've heard about the Georgia stock market game. We had teams, we had a middle school team that we have won the state championship the last 2 consecutive years, the middle school division. And we're talking about beating over 4,000 teams to do that. We've done it back to back.
Wow.
That's an amazing accomplishment with our social studies teachers, and we're looking for a three-peat this year.
Okay.
You know, a couple of years ago, 2 years ago, we were the state quiz bowl champion at the Junior Beta Club conference. That was kind of cool. It's always cool to be state champion at anything.
It is.
You know, I was very happy over that. You know, we've had some great academic performances. You know, but we've also done some great things in other areas besides academics. We believe that middle school students need to be involved.
Yes.
You know, an involved student is a student that has higher scores, has better attendance, and fewer discipline problems. And we have so many activities for students to keep them busy and occupied, functional part of the school. You know, we have all the sports teams. Right now it's football season. We play tonight in the stadium, and I hope we're going to do very well. We also have a cheer program with both the gold team that cheers, at the football games, and a competition team. We had our first competition this weekend at McIntosh High School, and we were cheering against literally the top teams in the state, and teams that do things like fly out to Texas and compete. Those, as we call them, those Neiman Marcus teams. We finished second. This is the first time these girls have competed.
Oh,
So
wow.
we're that's a strong finish.
It is a strong
We're looking
finish.
we're looking for that or more, you know, in the rest of our competitions this year. We have a cross country team. We're up to over 40 runners now, and we host events at our school. We're one of the few schools that actually has its own cross country course back through the woods and through the fields. And this weekend we won the championship for the meet that we hosted, both boys and girls. I hope we can continue that momentum throughout the year. But you know, honestly, we've had really good fellowship with our fellow runners from Callaway and Gardner Newman. Cross country program in this county, I believe, is increasing dramatically. It's been a lot of fun seeing them.
And all of those extracurricular activities, as research would tell us, also improve their emotional, cognitive, fine motor skills, and their interpersonal skills.
Absolutely, and it gives them confidence. They meet more friends. They feel a part of the school. Students that feel a part of the school just do better. And they're usually around some adults that are good role models too.
Yes.
And that's never a bad thing. You know, other organizations include Art Club, 4-H. Last year we had members of Long Cane that were on the 4-H shotgun team that finished, you know, extremely high in the state. I was kind of surprised because we don't shoot shotguns at Long Cane.
Right.
But yet our 4-H kids were out there doing great. They do a lot of stuff with 4-H. It's a strong program. And Cougarettes, we have a girls' fitness program that has just taken off.
And why is fitness important to Long Cane?
Well, fitness is important everywhere. Right now, we have a serious childhood obesity problem in this nation. I think everybody knows that. Everybody stays busy, too busy to exercise and stay fit and well. Students who are, particularly girls, who are physically fit tend to feel better about themselves. They tend to be more confident, particularly in classes. We have boys in the class. Their grades are higher. You know, we have, unfortunately, way too many kids in our school, in our zone, in our district with juvenile diabetes. And you know, fitness is the key to preventing that. And we do that well at Long Cane. These girls work hard. We have a fabulous weight room facility and a cardio room that our PTO helped sponsor, put a lot of money in it. We have over 20 pieces of cardio equipment in there, most of them brand new. We have a Bose stereo system and two 45-inch Vizio TVs, and it's like a fitness club in there.
It is.
And
I had
they
the
get in
privilege
there.
of seeing that.
Absolutely, they get in
Awesome.
there and they play music and they work hard and they're having fun, and they have, sometimes they'll turn the lights off and turn the black lights on, or they'll turn the mirror ball on. They do things to make it fun, and you know, Cougarettes is a really good club. We have 4 teachers, 4 females, who coach it, and they're all real into fitness and getting in shape, and they're forming relationships with these girls, so they'll be able to not just coach them in fitness, but coach them through life for the next however many years they're at Long Cane. Most of them are 6th and 7th graders, so they'll see them this year, maybe next year, and the year after, and that's good to have. Any student who has an adult in the school looking after them is probably going to do better. And that's just one of many clubs that we have. We have robotics. We just are starting a club to monitor water quality on Long Cane Creek. River Keepers, a local organization.
Okay. It's
established itself here, is going to give us a grant. They're going to purchase water quality or water testing kits, and we're going to actually do water quality monitoring on Long Cane Creek, and that data will be used by the state in making sure that our water quality in this area is good. And we'll also be teaching students important things about conservation. And honestly, in Troup County, where the river flows through it and we have West Point Lake, water quality is an important,
very important
part of our community. So we'll have some students that have a good knowledge of that, and I'm excited about getting that going. You know, just one of many programs we have. We have FCA Academic Bowl Team. That season's coming up very soon. A lot of ways for students to get involved.
Now, you mentioned earlier about PTO and their involvement, and we always talk about the importance of parental involvement in education.
Absolutely.
Share a little bit more about why it's important and how parents can become involved in Long Cane Middle School.
Well, I can tell you, a school needs a good, strong, active PTO, and we've been very blessed with our PTO. You know, no school is an island. You need to have some connection to the community, and I can't think of a better way to do it than through a PTO. Our PTO does a lot of things for us. They, first and foremost, they raise a lot of money for us, and it takes money to run programs in schools, and money's short these days everywhere.
Exactly.
They do a good job raising money. They help provide programs for us in the school, like the cardio room that we have. We wouldn't have if it wasn't for them. They sponsored, they wrote us a check for, you know, close to $7,000 last year for that. They thought that it was important that we finish that project we've been working on 3 years. They sponsor school events such as each month we have what we call Burger Palooza at Long Cane. We cook out for the whole school. We break the big grills out and we have a cookout for all 1,100 and something people. And the teachers, they pay for the spread that we lay out for teachers. Teachers love it, students love it. We play some music. It's just a good way to make an otherwise uneventful Friday festive and fun.
Right.
They pay for the dances that we have. We have a Valentine's dance for 6th and 7th graders. We have a formal dance at the end of the year for our 8th graders. Last year they decorated the cafeteria. Honestly, it looked better than some high school proms that I've seen. That's how good and thorough of a job they've done. They pay for the PBS prizes. That's a positive behavior support program we have to encourage good behavior. They pay for the snacks that we give out during those monthly parties. Those students who earn their way through good behavior get to go to a PBS party. Well, they're probably enjoying snacks that the PTO purchased.
Provided, yeah.
They, you know, and they buy teachers a lot of pick-me-ups. It's been tough on teachers over the last year, you know, and our PTO has come in with just some pick-me-up things and put it in the teachers' boxes, and how nice is that when teachers are working hard and they go to their box and they see something there the PTO left, and they know, yeah, these folks, they do care about us. I just can't say enough great things about the ladies and gentlemen who are in our PTO, and I would hope that any parent in the Long Cane zone that would like to be involved, please call the school and we'll get you in contact.
Give them that contact information as we conclude our interview.
That would be 706-845-2085, 2085. Just call us if you have any questions, or you're interested in volunteering with the PTO. We'd be glad to get you involved.
Well, thank you, Chip Giles, for joining us today. We appreciate you coming on and informing our audience about Long Cane Middle School.
Thank you for having me.
And all of the wonderful things that are happening there. And thank you again for watching Spotlight on Education. Until next time, enjoy your day.